Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's podcast. I am Chad Owen. This is Caleb North. You know what? I just think I realized the last few podcasts I haven't introduced you.
That's all right. They know me.
No, they don't.
I'm why they come. I'm why they're listening right now.
Sure. It's Chad Owen, the Annuity Sales Coach and Wonder Boy. Okay, anyway, so what are we talking about today?
I want to talk about selling fixed indexed annuities for the first time. Maybe kind of a mapping out how to get to your first $1 million in production. Because the reality is, if you're an agent, you're producing, whether or not you're doing other lines of business. I mean, to produce $1 million, even in your first year, is absolutely a doable thing. It's beyond doable if you do a few things. And I think that there's a few things that we can talk about, give these agents advisors some advice.
Breathe.
Well, breathe.
So as long as you're alive.
Yes.
And number two, have any lead source of any sort, and you should be able to do $1 million a year. Yep, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being condescending. It's people that, and I've been doing this for 17 plus years. Anybody I've seen that has put the effort that's needed has always been a $2, $3, $4 million producer.
Yeah.
That's not difficult to do. You just have to be willing to do the basics. And you say, well, what are the basics? Well, number one, having a lead source of any sort. So whether it's life insurance leads, long-term care, Medicare, whatever it is, you have a lead source. You know people that actually have a pulse, something like that. Now, don't turn into a multi-level marketer.
Yeah, true.
Hi, my name is Life Insurance Agent X, and I'm going to sell you an annuity. Now, I mean, I actually have had people that just found out who I was. Sure. And in my own church, and because I do not solicit in my church, I don't even tell people. They say, what do? I just say, I protect people's retirements. That's it. Yeah. And if they want to pursue it farther from there, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, excuse me. God, Texas allergies.
I'm telling you, they're terrible.
It is. This is my 8th year here, and now when you have COVID and you feel like you're going to cough, you cough, and then people...
some of the most airborne allergies in the nation are here.
That's how you tell if you're a Texan or not. It's because when you cough, if you're a Texan, you're going, yep, darn oaks, isn't it? Yep. If you're not from Texas, you go, COVID.
Yeah, you start thinking they got the virus.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
Well, we're talking about selling FIAs for the first. And you mentioned something. You said have a lead source of basically any sort. It's funny because I was thinking about this, and I'm mapping this out, and there's actually a few things that I would put ahead of having a lead source. And obviously, I mean, the no-brainers get licensed, right? Imagine if they're listening to this, they're already licensed,
you better be licensed. Yeah. Do not talk about annuities unless you are licensed.
The other thing that I was going to say is finding a good marketing organization. And we can go back and forth, I think, on this too and figure out, okay, is it better to have clients, potential clients first or a marketing organization first? Will a good marketing organization take you on if you are brand new? That kind of stuff.
That is tough because I remember when I was getting started in this, if you didn't have production, there's a lot out there that will not.
Well, there's liability. The marketing organization assumes a level of liability when they bring agents on.
They assume the liability. They're the end-all, be-all.
Mm-hmm. And so there has to be some level of safeguards in place for a marketing organization. So if you're brand new, there are some things that you can do to try and set yourself up well. Obviously, if you're brand new, you're not going to have some kind of crazy vector on you. You're going to not have any outstanding chargebacks.
A vector, just so you know, is when you had a chargeback and you didn't pay it.
Right.
And I'm telling you, do not.
You don't want a vector. That'll ruin you.
Yeah, I've seen people. Well, you know what? I just won't pay that. Chargeback. You will be done in the annuity or life and or life insurance industry. Right. Because nobody will take you on if you have a vector.
Right. The other thing is having a good credit score. If you've got a good credit score most of the time and you don't have...
What is that, like 620? 650?
No, yes, I think that you can absolutely make that work. I don't think that's a good credit score.
Yeah, I think 650 is kind of the bare minimum.
Are you saying kind of the bare minimum?
Yeah, the bare minimum.
Yeah, I know that we like to see a 700 plus.
Okay.
That's what we like to see. What it does is it tells the insurance company, hey, you've got good credit. I mean, obviously, that's what credit score does, but there's basically explaining that, hey, you're a reasonable person that can handle doing business, that kind of thing. So if you have a bad credit score, it makes insurance companies kind of a little bit hesitant to want to complete your appointment process, your contracting, and all that kind of stuff. So
You want to hear a crazy thing? My
do.
wife has been a stay-at-home mom since we had our first child. She has always had a higher credit score than me. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. It's always 5 points. Like, I think mine's 810 right now, and hers is 815. And I'm like going, how? I don't know. It's so funny to me. Of course, she loves that. But
yeah.
So,
beat Chad.
yeah. It's funny. But anyway, okay.
But
so
yeah, if
good
you're
credit
brand
score.
new, good credit score. I mean, if you're brand new, you're not, like I said, you're not going to have vectors. You're not going to have tax. Well, you may, I mean, not in the industry related. You're not going to have some kind of crazy outstanding chargeback. So you're going to be okay
Tax
there if you've
liens.
got.
Don't do tax liens either. That's another bad one.
I was going to say you're not going to have any industry related, but you can get those obviously outside, so you don't deal with that. And then good credit score. If you can get those things locked down, you're probably going to be okay for contracting. Marketing organizations, they may say they're taking a chance or whatever because they just you don't have any background in the industry. But that's an important piece.
Well, it's like
the
going to
marketing
buy
organization
a
is
car
important.
and you don't have credit history or you don't have payment history. They're going to stick it to you with high interest rates. Well, in the insurance industry, you can't. You're not sticking it to anybody because they just want to prove you.
Right.
So yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, but that's kind of the key point there is the marketing organization. They're going to help you. They're going to be support for you. I will say one of the things that marketing organizations get hesitant about when you're talking about somebody that is brand new is the fact that they don't have any prior production history. There is no real projection as to what this person will do, but they know they're going to have man hours and time into helping you. So there's this kind of this balance of is this person easy to work with? Are they coachable? Can I actually work with this person and get them up to speed, or are they challenging and difficult to work with and that kind of thing? I mean,
man, we've had some brand new agents.
We have?
I just talked to an agent that was a pastor, and he just wrote $850,000 on Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in this
You had a better week than
very
you last week.
rude, but it's true.
It's motivation. I know you're competitive like me by nature, so there's it's motivation.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, because I did 817.
You did. You had a phenomenal week. I mean,
I got beat by a noob. It's like those little middle schoolers that kick your tail on Call of Duty.
Well, it helps to have one $800,000 case too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So, but you know what? We talked about that case, and I remember him calling me. He's in my inner circle.
Yeah,
a brand new guy in my inner circle.
Come on,
and that's the one that costs $1,500 a month. But I'm telling you. Do you think he cares when he just sold an $850,000 annuity?
Not a chance.
But we went over that case, and he texted me and goes, I got it. Yeah. And so that's incredible.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. So back to, can you do $1 million in a year?
Absolutely.
He just did $850,000 in a day.
But it's crazy to me when you think about the industry kind of normal numbers. If you ride over $1 million a year in annuity premium, you're in the top 5%. Yeah. Is that right?
Yep.
It's crazy to me. It's a mind-boggling that you can't. I mean, if you're riding less than that, you're not really able, in most parts of the country, to
earn a living.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, much less, creating a legacy, which is a whole other discussion in and of itself.
Yeah, I think it's under $2 million, you're gonna be able to pay bills. $2 to $4 million, $2 to $5 million, you're having a lifestyle.
Right.
$5 million and above, you can leave legacies.
Yeah.
And that to me is everything. If I'm only preparing for me, that's not good. I want to prepare for many generations beyond me, well beyond when I'm dead. I want people to be able to just reap the benefits of hard work because I know I instilled that in them as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But being a first...
Go ahead.
You almost interrupted me.
Well, I did interrupt you. Just to clarify.
But really don't get overwhelmed by the process. Yeah. Getting your license can be tough. I mean, I've known people that have not passed the test 2-3 times, but the test actually isn't that complicated. It's we complicate it more because we overthink it.
Right.
And man, those questions sometimes I'm looking at, I've been doing this for 17 years and I just did my continuing education. Yeah. And I looked at it and go, well, all 3 of those answers are right. The 4th one definitely is not. But there's 3 answers that could technically be a true answer. So that's
which one is most right?
Yeah,
that's
it does say which one is most accurate. It's like, well, it depends to the person. There's one person's going to determine what's more important to them than another. But yeah,
it's true.
Okay.
I would say another thing. So when I was kind of going through this, what are some things you need to have done? Obviously, licensed. Obviously, part of a good organization. And then the other thing that I was kind of bumped next on the list, even before getting in front of people, is becoming an expert.
Yeah.
Learn the industry.
Study like crazy.
I mean, just make yourself a student and go after it. And you absolutely can learn it. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that annuities are too complicated. I don't think that they need to be. I think that if somebody is willing to learn and willing to devote the time to learn them and figure them out, understand them, learn the industry, learn the laws, learn the different types of products out there and the ways they work, you can do that and have success in that first year. That's not a problem.
Well, I think about some of the times I've changed an alternator out on a car or let's just pick, I had a Honda Accord back in the day. I mean, this was a while ago, and the alternator just was known in those to go out. So the first time I changed it, that was a little complicated. The second, the third time, it's nothing. I could do it almost in my sleep. It's just take the crowbar, crank it, let the belt go, take the belt off, unscrew the two bolts, put it right back in. The first time I didn't even know to use a crowbar to do that. Right. So, as I'm sitting there trying to not pinch my finger as I'm trying to get the belt off. And, just one little simple trick. Annuities are very similar to that. Yep. Once you get the process down, it's not complicated. And it's interesting, I use the term crowbar because it's all about leverage. Yeah. You're leveraging your knowledge to make sure things aren't complicated because you're taking that pressure off. And it leverages everything when you're trying to understand how to represent these products right, because you never want that client to feel pressure.
Absolutely.
You want them to feel comfortable. You want them to feel like you are an expert.
Right.
So, I would just, absolutely.
Study. Well, and I mean, use different, NAIC. Go to the NAIC and read. Go to IRS.
What does
and
NAI
read.
stand for?
The National Association of Insurance Commissioners.
That way, because if we're talking brand new people here, we got to.
I think their domain is like NAIC.org or something.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, that's what it is. But go to the IRS website and read and understand the way that the tax laws are around these things. And then if you're contracted with a marketing organization and you're appointed with different insurance companies, call the insurance company and get marketing materials. Get an example illustration. Get these different things and now start to learn the products that you have access to. It's not hard to find the information that you need to know to be able to solicit these well if you do the digging and you just
watch
figure
YouTube.
it out. Yeah, that's true.
It is amazing to me how many experts are on YouTube talking about annuities. I'm going, that's not how that works.
No.
That's not even remotely how an indexed annuity works. But man, and then they have like 400 or 500 views.
Right.
And that doesn't sound like a lot, but on YouTube for teaching, that actually is quite a bit.
It is good.
But don't watch YouTube.
Yeah. And then I would
actually here, just subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Literally become a part of Retirement Realized Agents Academy or Retirement Realized Financial, and you'll have all that training from an expert.
There's an idea.
There you go. There's our little plug.
And then kind of after becoming an expert and truly learning this industry and the products and the way and all that kind of stuff, the legalities and everything, now get in front of people. The key and the reason that I put that intentionally at the bottom of the list is because we always say you don't practice on your clients.
No,
they're not practice for you. That's
Correct.
Somebody's retirement you're dealing with. That's somebody's grandparent, somebody's parent, and even if they're not, that doesn't matter. It's an individual person that has a life and a situation.
Spent years saving for this retirement. Do not let them be the guinea pig. There's some multi-level marketing organizations out there that move insurance agents out like cattle. Hey, just give it a shot. See how it works. And then all of a sudden they're moving people into inferior annuities, inferior products.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. We are not a test industry.
Right.
Become an expert, and it's not that difficult to do.
It's not.
I mean, the reality is a lot of these multi-level marketing insurance agencies, they do have good training. So just go through the training. But the problem is a lot of the trainers became trainers because they couldn't make it in selling the product.
Yeah, so now they're telling everybody else how to do the thing they can do. Yeah, no, I agree. I think you work with your marketing organization, work with the insurance companies you have access to, and then the whole key and the whole point is finding a problem and finding the solution.
Yes,
you figure out the problem and solve it, and give them the best thing for their situation. You do those things every time, your reputation will precede you. It'll be well.
Always works. Well, I hope that helps you guys. Once again, don't get discouraged. Just work your tail off, and it does work. I hope you have a great day and happy selling.